There we go.
Okay, the game is about to begin. So we have Meta on the Agatha side defending with Muffin, Flame, Golden Icon, Dr. Kilu, Gangster of Love, and Sir Bling. On the attacking side, we have the Rangers with Jean, Gandalf Stormcrow, Ivar the Rogue, Obi-Wan, Jared, and Sad Boy. And the game has begun.
Yeah, this is definitely not Meta's A lineup. They had to basically just get these players together as fast as they could. They were not expecting to play for a while, actually.
Man, that's gotta suck as a team. You're having to get into the game, and you're like, shit, no one's online. How are we gonna do this? And you just gotta scrounge together whatever you can. But that doesn't seem to be stopping Meta's performance.
They're all right.
Yeah, it would seem they are doing quite decently in this first engagement.
Let's be honest here. When you have as many neckbeards as Meta has, you know that you don't have to travel too far to find some modicum of skill. These guys, though they're not their A team, are all competent no-lifers.
Look at Golden Icon there, just hit 3 jabs in a row.
Holy hell.
And he's in a 2v1.
And he won the 2v1.
Jared, King Cheese going in with the clay crazy.
Golden Icon is still alive there. He's kicking.
Jared makes it so the Claymore.
Right
Golden Icon is on fire right now, look at that.
Jared's making the Claymore turn into a clay fuckton. Oh, but Golden Icon takes away his clay.
Wow, this is great.
There's 9 assists on the board, but only 5 kills. Interesting.
That's teamwork right there.
That is teamwork. You're getting assists for kills that aren't even getting picked up yet.
Jared is the only one getting kills, also. It's somewhat interesting. And the composition here is also really good to note. The attacking team, Rangers, has a 3-knight, 1 man-at-arms, 1 vanguard, 1 archer. It's pretty standard, it's versatile, it's got good utility. Whilst the defending team, Meta, is running 3 knights, 2 vanguards, and 1 archer, which gives you the maximum health you can hope for in a competitive game, actually. And that's very good for defense. And it seems that it's
they've definitely got enough bracing power.
Oh, yeah.
Solid teamwork here by Meta there.
Absolutely evidenced. Yeah, the teamwork and the good composition are what's holding this cart down. It is nailed. It has not moved from this 17% for a good minute or so. We're at 7 minutes, 25 seconds. This could get ugly. Well, it will get ugly, actually. Definitively.
We're hoping it gets ugly. Ugly is not boring, and that's good.
To create a rather interesting oxymoron, ugly is pretty for us streamers. And it's fun. It's hella fun to watch. Oh my gosh, Gangster's going ham with that halberd.
Golden Icon picks up his first death there.
Did you see Dr. Kilu coming in with that G-Mace, man? He just lit 2 skulls on fire with it. Ugh.
That was gorgeous. Heads explode
they
more.
Have to finish off that push there. Looks like the Rangers are getting reinforcements.
That's not good for anybody. They got a full push coming in, and it looks like Meta is a little bit bled.
Nice throw there by Golden Icon.
Mm-hmm. Made up for that lack of health. The Rangers are, however, somewhat coming back. Holy crap. Sir
I think
Bling
you can always
like
expect good Jav play from Golden Icon, though. He's always been a consistent
I mean, it's all
player
he
in this
plays,
game.
and he is good at it, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see.
Absolutely.
It's nice to see him finally in a clan that will utilize his talents instead of just not scrimming.
That is what he did for a while there. He's glad to play, I'm sure.
I'm sure anybody coming from that area would be glad to play.
Seeing another combined push by Rangers, trying to stick together. That's very smart. They want to get those group engagements down, because that is what will win them the game. Ooh, they got really surrounded there by some Meta Knights, and that completely killed that push. Unless Jean can pick up a triple kill here, which is totally possible.
He's still alive.
Oh no, he got a bit defensive. And that got him down. Both teams took some losses, but Rangers ultimately went down. for the
Some
count.
good defense, good team play here by Meta. They've stopped the cart.
That they have, and with 5 minutes remaining and only 21% progress, this is not looking horribly good for Rangers. I'd like to see a lot more progress on the cart by this point.
This is the first round, Prime.
Very true. But still, it can be very indicative of the overall gameplay. Looks like Meta is getting somewhat overwhelmed here, but as they surround a couple of Rangers members, they end up retaking the engagement. Oh, Ivar with some good shots.
Yeah, members of Meta looking pretty bloody. They just need to get that cleanup going on. Rangers are doing the damage. They just need to get the cleanup, and they'll be good.
Ivar has hit like 4 or 5 in a row there. He's on fire.
He's definitely a good archer.
Both of the archers here are performing very well for their teams.
Meta's trying to hold back, but I think their health is just so much lower. Yeah. Oh, and the TK by Flame. That's a shame.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you expect to see there. Meta's taking damage, like I was saying. They just need to get cleaned up there. What it's looking like is Rangers are having a little bit of a problem anticipating breakaways, and if they're in a 2v2, map awareness and someone coming in and being able to engage that person instead. They get that down, they're going to be fantastic matchup against Meta.
Absolutely. Rangers is one of those clans that just recently actually begun and got into competitive, unlike a couple of these clans which has been active for quite a while, such as Genesis, God, Moreland. Despite Moreland not being in competitive forever, they just recently got into competitive. They have been a clan for a long time. But Rangers is one of those newcomers, and they still have to get their team play down, so to speak.
A lot of the play in tournaments here is about synergy and playing well together.
Absolutely. But from what I know, they've been hitting it hard, and they've been very serious about improving, and that's good. That's what all teams need to try and emulate. Because if individual teams try to improve, then the community overall will improve. And this game's old, and it's only getting older. So it's dependent upon us.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. It's all based on how the community reacts, which is what determines whether or not a game will last. I think a community like Chivalry's will keep it alive for a long, long time until a successor or some decent alternative comes out. And even then, it's just such an awesome game. Speaking of an awesome game, at 1 minute and 28 seconds, the card is just outside the gate.
Ooh.
Very, very close. Yeah, that was a close call by Meta. If they hadn't caught it right there. Oh, it's still moving! They need to get these kills or it's going to go through.
Doing it.
No, it's...
No.
Oh!
That was a nice try by Rangers.
I've never seen it go. I've never seen it this far and not
Me
go
neither.
in.
That's crazy. And a minute left.
If they
This
hold
is
it
the
here,
last push.
This will be a 40th peasant moment.
Yeah, it will. Alright, let's
Wow.
get a good angle on this tree. That was crazy. Like, they got it, they had it right at the edge, and then I saw the two knights come in, and I thought this is going to go through for sure. But Meta pulled some crazy crap with their knights. Alright, Rangers doing the smart thing, grouping up heavily. They need to put everything they've got into this cart, because if it moves another foot, then this objective is good. They've got 30 seconds left. This is it. They need to just get one guy on that cart, and they're doing good. Meta is getting torn apart. I think they might just... They did it!
Very nice.
Ooh.
17 seconds left on the board, and they pushed through. They didn't even suicide it. They wiped their way up to that cart. Fantastic job by Rangers.
Oh, yeah. That could not have gone any better. I was criticizing the Rangers a tiny bit at the start of that engagement. I was thinking, well, I'd expect them to push a little farther to suicide, like you said. But they were taking advantage of meta being a little bit scared that Rangers would do that, and meta spread themselves a bit thin, and Rangers were able to just steamroll all the way up to the cart. So that was really good play.
Very nice. And now it looks like we got a tactical pause going on.
Very, very interesting move by meta. You know, they've got that pause time, might as well use it. I haven't actually seen another pause throughout the tournament because so many plans have been late.
Yeah, but this is actually, this pause can be kind of dangerous. It can be dangerous. Rangers right now are carrying a lot of momentum. They're going to be very hyped after getting it towards the end, and they're going to be wanting to make up time right now. And they need to keep that once this pause breaks. Otherwise, they can lose steam on these idle moments.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be very difficult to get this thing to that door in 9 minutes and 45 seconds unless they can consistently win their engagements on this objective. Very difficult objective to take, the second part of the corpse cart. It's a big distance, and despite being given 10 minutes, it's often not enough. You usually need that buffer that you get from the first objective just to get that cart through.
Absolutely, yeah. Right now, you're entering into a time window where you have to have near-flawless play. Near-flawless execution all the way around, just because of the way the mechanics work in getting cart from point A to point B. It takes time. You're going to get harassed with spawns. You cannot lose too many engagements, or you're going to lose time, period.
Yeah, I agree thoroughly. You really got to strategize thoroughly on this objective to be able to do it effectively, and that's what Rangers needs to make happen, because they do have that really low time, 9 minutes and 40 seconds, and it looks like meta does have the momentum in this engagement with their first 2 kills. Yep, meta seems to have secured the cart. One last man-at-arms to get rid of. Oh, goodness gracious. Even going so far to TK Dr. Kilu, but it has done. And meta is on a good footing right now. 9 minutes left. This is going to be tough.
Oh yeah, this is one of the harder objectives in this this map here.
Yeah, we like to think Sluice Gate is that sticking point, but this part of the map can absolutely be a sticking point. When you get that cart down into the tunnel area, it becomes really, really hard for the Masons to gain momentum again, because they've got to run all the way from their spawn, and if they get stopped at all on the way to the cart, then it's completely over.
I think Sarge said it really well yesterday when he said the sluice gate is either the motivational objective there, where either it makes or breaks your team.
I like to think this is the demotivational objective. If you push the cart really fast, you get good momentum as the attacker. Well, you know, you're feeling okay, but it's still a big distance, and you know you're not too happy about getting it there. You're really worrying about that sluice gate. And if you're the defender, and you're getting pushed through really quickly, you're getting kind of mad. You're like, fuck, why are we letting these guys pass us so fast? So yeah, this objective, it's mean. It's funnily, I'm kind of thinking of analogizing it to the first objective on Hillside. While it's a completely different objective, I think it is just spatially one of the biggest objectives. If
yes, you're right.
Other than the fourth objective on this map. But yeah, this objective, it's long. It's really, really long. I think in terms of just pure length, in terms of a straight line, it is very, very long. And the fact that you have to move a cart makes it even longer.
Citadel is long.
Yeah.
Citadel's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you could say that. Depending on who you're playing with, I like to think, you know, it can be beaten with a decent team quick enough. Now, Belmez is long as fuck.
Yeah, that's a large map.
That is, I would say that's probably just the most time-consuming of any map. Just in my opinion.
What a lot of casual players don't know is a couple of the standard Shiv maps that have been around since release have larger versions of them to support 64-player play. And a lot of people don't know what those maps look like, and they're actually really nice. Especially like Ruins. Ruins Large looks great.
Oh, Ruins Large is a great map.
Huh. I don't
love
know.
playing Capture the Flag on that map.
I think
Wow.
we spend a lot of time playing, 12v12s or whatever like that, and we forget that this game, really, if you think about it in large-scale battle terms, it can support it was intended to support large-scale play like 64 on 64. Imagine that. That would be awesome. Can
That
you
would be
imagine a
cool.
64-person pug?
Oh my god, that'd
That'd
be
be
awesome.
intense.
That would be crazy intense. The comms would be stupid.
You'd have to
Oh,
have
yeah.
separate comms. for
Yeah,
different
you would
squads
need
and
it.
stuff.
You would need squads, absolutely.
I
That would be
don't
awesome.
know. I think talking with a server sponsor, getting a server that could support that, and having them sponsor that, and having maybe just one big Shiv day and send that out to the community would be a good idea. If you're
That would
listening
be
out there,
fantastic.
anybody, start thinking about that. Let's see if we can't put something like that together.
That would be absolutely awesome. I'd be in full support of that.
Ooh, Gangster in there. And 2v1, finishing it off with a Man-at-Arms.
It's a very heated duel. Oh,
he gets
finally. Gets him with the duel. Both of those players so low on health. And Meta retakes the cart with 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. It's going to be very, very difficult to get this cart any farther. Because right about here is where it starts getting really slow for Masons. Because they've got to run all the way from spawn. They've got to group up. And then they've got to push. So it takes a bit of time. It takes probably 30 seconds to 45 seconds just to get from spawn to the cart with all those steps for each push.
Yeah, they're not out of the game. They can
No,
still take
not at all.
this, but they're treading water right now. Though it's a race against the clock at this point. They're going to be,
gonna be really hard.
unless they have a flawless third objective, they're going to be making up time from here on out.
Yep. Making up time. That is absolutely where they're going to have to do if they can get this objective. And it looks like they're doing pretty good in these engagements, but they are dropping health really fast. They need to get back on their feet, and it looks like that's just what they're doing. Ooh, but the TK by Obi-Wan is going to slow them down a little bit. They're still moving
Yeah.
that cart.
Ooh.
Nice pick by Flame. That cart may be stalled for a little while. Ooh, Meta's just ate Sad Boy alive within their circle of pain, and Rangers are going to have to wait for that spawn. It's going to take time. They've only got 3 minutes 35 seconds.
Yeah, trickling absolutely cannot happen right now.
Oh no. We got to make every engagement from here on in count, because it might be their last.
I'd just like to point out how Golden Icon is he's really using the voices there of the character.
Yeah, I could hear him shouting
It's
help.
hilarious. I think it's so funny.
Retreat. I love it, yeah.
Well, look at what he's doing. He's like a fucking mad yellow jacket, you know? He just runs up and on his own. He is his own force. He's 23 and 13 with 15 assists.
Yeah, he
You know,
plays
doing
an
second best on his team.
That's a Sade.
He plays an aggressive style of Archer, which you don't usually see, but it pays
No.
off for him.
It's
Oh, yeah.
working.
And-
I think with all the open ground that we have on this objective, that's he's just harassing. He's harassing to make deal with it.
So that heavy jab can really do a lot of damage too. People underestimate it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And being able to play like that, an aggressive archer, you have to be using a weapon like that, the heavy jab or some kind of javelin. It's very easy to actually play that frontline role with an archer because he's got the shield for defense and he's got some decent damage. So he can do some work.
And I've noticed that what he does is in the engagements, he throws 3 jabs, then saves the last one for melee.
It's very smart.
Because the heavy jab will actually 2-stab a Vanguard.
We got a key 1v1 going on at the cart right now, but nope, Meta's just gonna wipe them all.
Yep.
Minute 50. It's doable. It's doable. It needs to be a perfect run.
Oh yes, definitely.
Absolutely perfect.
And it's happened. It's happened in tournaments before. We've seen it all before.
We've seen it all, folks. Except some things, you know. And it looks like Rangers are doing all the right things to move up. They're trying to stay together a little bit. Taking a couple projectiles. But if they can do their best to surround Meta and not get stuck within their lines, which One Knight is doing right now, it's not
Vanguard
good.
on cart there.
The thing is, those couple feet that Vanguard was going for, that doesn't help at all in the grand scheme. They need to get a full wipe and then just jump on it.
Yeah, There needs to be no one thinking about the objective until the other team's out of the way first.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like Rangers was getting a little bit of tunnel vision. A couple of them were just trying to move towards the cart while there were still enemies to fight, and they were just getting picked off.
You know, looking at it, I'm not thinking it's possible to do anymore. I think this game's over now.
Yep.
I see a man-at-arms flank going around left side, but that's not going to help much.
No time. That cart rolls pretty slow. And there's just no way.
Dead bodies are heavy, man. I would know, but you know. It's oh goodness. Yeah, Rangers are just, they got tunnel vision near the end. They didn't focus on the engagement. They focused on trying to get to the cart, and that was their downfall for this round.
I'm really thinking about this large-scale battle thing. That would be so cool if we could get like
awesome.
Torn Banner to sponsor it too, and we could just make it a large community thing, not just a competitive thing. That would be so cool, so fun.
Absolutely. And that was a good round, I will say.
That was a great round. Good job to both teams. Rangers definitely pulling it out of their ass on that first objective, and showing that they're in this tournament to fight. You know, they're not going to go down without that fight.
Oh no.
And they displayed that quite well. Meta, of course, dominating, solid performance, and a good did not finish for the second objective.